Hello, welcome back. Day 7, 1 week of hanging out with me. Day 7 of my 12 days of Christmas. You are here with me, Christine of Christine Rose Photography, where we are going through daily videos to make you a better photographer. Now today, coming up on the weekend, if you're watching these in real time with me. So I want to give you a challenge. Yeah, I do. I want you to actually get out there and take some pictures this weekend. We all want to be better photographers, right? I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we watch videos on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, wherever on photography, because we want to get better. We want to be a better photographer. If you don't, that's cool. Don't have to watch today, okay? So this challenge is about that. It's about becoming a better photographer. If I, right now, handed you your dream camera, and I mean that camera that you're just like, oh my gosh, I wish, like that camera with that lens, it would just be so perfect. It's crazy expensive. I can't have that. The lens is $10,000 on its own. If I handed it to you and said, okay, got an hour, go out and make an amazing photo, you might be able to, if you already had something in mind, an idea in mind, and you could kind of get out there and execute. Yeah, you might be able to. Otherwise, you'd probably come back with something that was good, but it probably wouldn't be like amazing, great. Versus if I gave you your camera and I said, okay, I want you to go out right now and I want you to photograph this very specific subject. You can use this, what you're holding in your hands right now, and I want you to go there and shoot this subject. You have 1 hour. You would come back to me with an image that was way better. Because limits. So this challenge that we're about to talk about is all about limiting yourself as a photographer. You know, the world is our oyster. We can take photos of anything. I mean, people take photos of everything. How many pictures are there of food on your phone? Or your dog? Let's not look at my phone. There's a lot of jazz. Or your kids, or your hiking trail, or what? How many pictures do you have? Like, really actually start and think about this. It's gonna be a lot, isn't it? We can take photos of absolutely anything. But sometimes we're going to make a better image when we impose limits on our photography. By operating within the bounds of some simple constraints, you will find often that you create images that you never would have created otherwise. The idea is that we take away choice. And by taking away that choice, we now have something very specific to focus on. And within those specific bounds and limits, we can become much more creative. So my challenge for you is simple. I want you to limit yourself. So this weekend, or maybe just even tonight or today or for the next hour, I want you to limit yourself when you're shooting. Now, ways that you can do this, I'm not going to say you have to do X, X, and X. Everyone's a different photographer. We have different subjects that we like to shoot. So the way that you do this will be different. But here are some options. Okay, one that I really like to do, shoot with just one lens. And if that lens is a zoom lens, shoot at just one focal length. So I very often will pop on a 35mm or 50mm lens onto my camera and just shoot with that lens. Now, by shooting with one focal length, I have gotten rid of a lot of options. So I now am seeing my world only at 35mm or only at 50mm or whatever. You could put on a 75 to 300 and just shoot at 300mm. Well, all of a sudden, things inside your house just got a little bit different. So give yourself that creative bound, just one focal length to shoot at. And like I said, if you have a variable focal length lens at 18 to 55, 55 to 250, 70 to 300, 70 to 200, whatever, choose just one focal length. Okay, that's one. Another option is choose just one spot. And this can be good, especially if you're watching this in real time and you might still be in lockdown. Choose one specific spot. So stand in one spot, and what can you do? How many images can you create from that one spot? Now, in this case, I wouldn't limit myself in my focal length ranges or anything like that, but I would limit myself. Okay, here I am in this one spot. What can I do? Okay. Another one. Take a photo. Go out for a walk somewhere, okay? Stop, take a photo. Walk 20 steps, stop. What do you see? Take a shot. Walk another 20 steps, stop. What do you see? Take a shot. Keep doing that, but be very specific about it. Every 20 steps, 10 steps, I don't know, whatever. What do you see each time? Stop and take a photograph. That's another way that you can create a limit. Or what about this? We're a little bit spoiled, aren't we, with digital photography? Anyone who comes from analog like I do, you'll know what I'm talking about. Limit the number of photos that you can take. Go out on a hike and pretend that you have a 24 exposure film in your camera. That's it. One roll of film and you're out. You can only take 24 images. You can't take 12 images, delete 11 of them, and then take another 23. No, 24 images total. There are no takebacks. If you make a mistake, if you take 5 in a row, that's 5 gone. Now, of course, I'm not going to be there over your shoulder and be like, excuse me, that is number 25. You can't just go back and delete that one. No, of course not. This is on you. But if you're limiting, you only have 24 photos you can take, you better believe you're going to really pay attention to the images that you take. Okay, one last one. Pick just one thing. One single thing. How many different images can you make of it? You can light it differently. You can shoot it at different times of day. You can use different focal lengths. You can go from different areas around it. How many different photographs can you take? So like, I could choose Jazz. She's totally not impressed with this. I could choose Jazz. And I mean, I have chosen her, but maybe out on my hike, it's just Jazz. Only her. I can't take pictures of anything else except Jazz. So what are you going to limit yourself to? Try this out. And this is not like, don't just do this with this weekend and then forget about it and be like, never gonna do it again. Christine's silly, one in the world. No, do this. Try this often. I very often go out with just one lens on my camera. It's a way that I limit myself creatively. And if I've been shooting with just one lens, I will put on a different one and make myself see differently. It's a way to expand your photographic possibilities by limiting what you can work within. Okay, tell me, give me a DM, send me a message, comment below. Are you gonna limit yourself? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna try out? And if you try it out, come back here and tell me. Super exciting. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here on day 7. Hop back on tomorrow for day 8.